Hello and welcome to optimizing your slices in our PSD to HTML and CSS tutorial series. So I went ahead and made all the slices that we need to. We went ahead and made those in the other video. So let's go ahead and get right down to it. What you want to do is go to File and Save for Web and Devices, and that should bring up another window here, and this is the Save for Web and Devices window. It should be on optimize just so that we can look at everything. It allows us to scroll. We can use this hand tool to scroll around, click and scroll, and then we're going to use the slice tool to select. The first thing we want to do is actually name the slices that we have made, not the sort of generated Photoshop generated auto slices with the infinity signals. We are just focused on the ones that we made. So we double click. We're going to go ahead, and I've already actually named all these. This one I named logo. I named this one like RSS feed. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. And so only name the ones that you have made yourself. And this will be important because when we export this, when we save it as we save it for web and devices, this will allow us to know which specific image files we should be concerned with and which ones that we're going to have to upload onto our web server and then mess with that way. One of the things that we're going to take a look at is the image size, or the size of the image. Now, I have already edited this logo here, but I'll go ahead and set it back to what it was originally. And as you can see, it's 35.5 kilobytes. Now, what we need to do as web designers and developers is to be able to give the client the most bang for their buck. And if we just simply act laissez-faire about the size of images and about the bandwidth that's being used to upload the images, we're not really doing our job, and we need to be more aware and more careful about issues like that so that we can give our clients and our customers the most bang for their buck. So let's go ahead and see what we can do to sort of manipulate this number down while still retaining high quality. There's really two areas here on this Save for Web and Devices that we can manipulate the size of the file. Well, three really. The first is we can see what will it be if it's a JPEG, and if it's a JPEG, it's already substantially smaller. And we can change the quality, 30, 60. That's one way that we can do it. Or if we are really just set on having a GIF, a couple of ways that we can sort of reduce that file size. We can turn the diffusion off, so we go to no dither, and then we can mess with this sort of color number here. And this is going to just have to be something that you feel out and you make your decision as a designer. Now obviously you drop down to 4, it looks terrible. 128, there's not much difference, but it's a little smaller in size. 64 again. Let's try 16. So it looks like we've still retained the sort of overall look. It looks a little scratchy here, but not too bad, and we're down to half the size. So again, that's just something that you have to make a decision with, and one thing to keep in mind is if you're using a textured background like this one is, be careful not to have the textured background be this insane, 256 color polka dot thing, and then your slice is a 4-color polka dot, because there's going to be a huge difference. So testing those waters and getting a feel is really going to help you determine what to do with that. So once we figure out how to make these big images smaller, we're going to go ahead and click Save. I'm going to save it on my desktop. And what Photoshop has done for us is put it in this image file. And now you can see why the importance of naming all of the user slices that we made. These can be opened up and viewed in Photoshop, but these are also the images that you're going to use in CSS. So all of this woodsman block, this random stuff, we don't really care about that anymore. You don't need it. It can be deleted. Here are your images for your website. And it's that simple. So hopefully this answered the question on how to optimize and sort of the importance of slicing.